Hello,
up,
hello,
buds?
hello, hello, hello. We're live, and we're live. If you'd like to, please call in. The lines are open for you, and you can voice your opinion. You could say how you feel. You can say what you think of the verdict. However, our plans are to come back at about 4:45 and be here at 5, of course, when the judge makes the verdict to what will become of Diddy.
Yes.
I hope you all had a wonderful day. Baby Clone and I are wearing our yellow, and this is why we're wearing yellow. Let me tell you why. She was right. She was right. The tarot twice. First time, don't be surprised if he walked. Second time, it would be a stressful night for him. It was a stressful night for everyone. Everyone. And this is a quarter of a century, and the tarot spoke the truth. No matter how Baby Cronin, I doubt it. However, Baby Cronin, I did say 100% that he will not do full time.
Yes. That's true.
And Tarot said he will beat these charges. And the charges that he got 3 out of 5. This is the first time in the United States of America history that a prosecutor trial. This is the first time that this expensive of a prosecutor trial in the history of the United States of America. This is the first time. So this has made history.
Yes.
This will go down in the history books. And I'm so happy we wear yellow because Tarot said it twice. Don't be surprised if he walked. And B, we read it again. And what was it? No matter what, he's going to walk. So from now on, these are forecasts.
Okay.
Not a prediction, but a forecast is like a prediction, but a forecast is like the weather. You could say it's going to rain, and it could look like it's going to rain or snow, sleet, or hail, but doesn't necessarily mean that way. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to happen. But I tell you, we have a barometer in our house, and I tell you that thing is 100%.
It is, honestly. It's amazing to have one. If you don't have one, get yourself
It
one.
will bubble to the top. Now I got all this blue dye down my wall. I got to figure out how to get it because it's in the kitchen. And the best place to put it is near a window.
Yes.
And anyway, excuse me. I am. So if you are offended and you feel like, you angry with us, look, we ain't have a dog in this fight. I was just hoping that the tarot was right.
Yes.
That's what it was about for me.
That's what always matters, is that the tarot is right.
That the tarot, because this is what we do.
Yes.
We read cards and the tarot against our doubt, because it's always, for me, I don't know about you, but for me, it's always my thoughts against the tarot. Sometimes I agree with tarot, but sometimes I don't agree. But what this is proving to me, for me, tarot is right. And you might say, well, they're only cards and it's coming from you. Yes, but the secret is understanding the cards. I have no control how the cards lay out. That's why they're shuffled in front of you. I'm not a card counter. I'm not a card shark. I don't know all those 78 cards, but I do know what all 78 of those cards basically mean. They have tons of meanings. Okay. So anybody say it has one meaning? No, but the meaning has to match the card. If I'm reading on like a Queen of Cups and I say Queen of Cups and I say that this is really strong and earthy, that's not the read for that. No. Because that's the read of a queen of water, emotion. So knowing the basic meaning of the cards and how they come out and how you play them upon each other, if you're doing like I do, past, present, and future, that's like on the spot. That's like I have no control over that. So my mind may be against it. However, I did say that that he was not going to do full time. I felt that so strongly. What about you? And the cards verified it for both of us.
Yes, that is true.
And this is the second time I did a reading. Now, all the other times I did a reading on his health. I did a reading on was he going to get out? This, that. I did all of that, but it kept saying that. And I said when I started saying when I said about a year ago. Mm-hmm. That I wasn't going to sugarcoat. Whatever the cards say, whether I'm right, whether it's wrong, whether it's right, whether I'm wrong, I call her she. I got to get a name for her at this point. What's her name? I'm going to call her Miss Angie. No. I'm going to call her Miss Barney.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's the name of my sister.
Yeah.
Miss Barney. Works. How about that?
I like that. Yeah.
I'm going to call her Miss Barney because Miss Barney have a mind of her own. And so that's when I read, I will say, this is my opinion, but Miss Barney have a mind of her own. And no matter what, especially when that 9 of swords at the end, I was like, how does this fit? I knew it was going to be a twist. I didn't know what the twist was going to be, but I knew Diddy would be up sweating bullets. But then this is just a conspiracy thought. I was saying the baby crone. Then this may be wrong, but I don't know if I should say it, but I'm going to say it. I said, do you think that he went and somehow paid off the joke? Because this is how shocked I was.
It went through baby Crone's
mind
too. Yes.
Let's talk about it for a minute.
Yeah, honestly, be just the simple
She's
fact.
got to be front and center right now. I'm putting her right here.
I know for a
fact. Go
fact.
ahead, Miss Barney.
When authority figures say, when you're outside of these parameters, do not talk, do not do this, do not do that.
Right.
But it's like, you're not here to police me, so I can do it. It's supposed to be integrity, but as long as I don't get caught doing it.
Oh, most definitely. Then I said, do they have mics on them? Do they have things on them? Because I'm not saying this is just all conspiracy right now, just eating up time. And I said, could it be, what's that? My thing is in the way. Oh, let me move that out of the way. So, yeah, there we go. There we go. And I said, could it be that he could have said, look, I'm going to pick 6 and we're going to give them $1 million. Mm-hmm. I was thinking like that. So that lets you know, I didn't know 100%, but I felt, it's an inner knowing, what you say. Mm-hmm. I felt that he was going to not do time. And I felt that, wow, it's like, you know how you hear like a thought and you just know that you right about something?
Yes.
That's how I felt. But as the clock clicked down, my faith in what I believed then start to get weak. What about you? Or you stay strong?
That's honestly a good question. I probably did waver along the way. I'm not gonna lie. If I had to think about it that hard, I probably did waver.
I was wavering. I didn't do no news yesterday on us. Thank you, Baby Crone, for doing that. She did it when I had taken a nap. I was up all day following this thing, following it. It's riveting. And I know a lot of people out there are angry. Don't get angry at me. Don't get angry at Baby Crone. I had people saying, how could you? How dare you? Look, I'm a card reader.
Yeah.
And I have to be fair. I can't put my emotions in this. That's why I'm talking about it, to let you know these cards had a mind of their own. Mm-hmm. They said 2 times that he was going to walk. First time it was like, it was so strong, don't be surprised he walked. But that was back in the winter, or I don't remember when.
It was definitely before we even started hearing testimonies.
Right. This was before the trial. This is when he was going through his things, and everything the card said about Diddy was correct. And now, this is how you learn your trust. This is how you learn to believe in the gift that you have to read cards. And remember, if I didn't have pictures, I wouldn't be this. I mean, I would, but I waver. You understand? Mm-hmm. Many times in my readings, I may waver because I'm a human being and I have feelings. And sometimes you look at a situation and it causes you to become tilted. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And what I'm getting more comfortable with is to rest assured. I've become to the point where I could say, you know what, I'm just going to read these cards, and the way they fall is the way they fall. I can do that now. But I've learned to say, look, now I'm saying this is a forecast, like forecasting the weather. So if it's wrong, because no reader wants to be wrong, believe that. And the reason why I'm hopping on this right now is because this has stirred my faith even stronger, not in my readings, but in the interpretation and in the intuitiveness, because you get a knowing. Mm-hmm. You get a knowing. And when I read that last week, I didn't know. I was like every American. Yeah. I knew he wasn't going to do full time. That I knew. But I wasn't sure, because when you hear everybody saying, oh, he gonna get it. Oh, he going down. Oh, this. Oh, that. You start going, ooh, maybe I'm wrong. But now, from now on, whether I'm wrong or right, she comes through every time. Miss Barney, I love you. I love you. And she has not let me down. Now, as far as Diddy, for all of you who don't know, maybe just finding out, I wish that I knew how to hook up a screen so you could see what's going on, but we don't know how to do that as of yet.
Baby Crow will be learning.
But we will be learning, because I could have that and then we could switch over and you could hear that, but we don't know how to do that. But give us time. We will figure it out. So tell me, what are his counts, Baby Crow?
Yes, so for count 1, which was on the RICO or the racketeering, he was found not guilty.
Not guilty. That was a big one.
Yes, that was the one that they had to reconvene for today, because they just could not come to an agreement. Yeah. And surprisingly, everybody thought that immediately meant that he was supposed to be guilty.
That was the one that people were saying, oh, go ahead, baby. I don't want to cut you off.
I was just going to say, from that perspective, I'm just like, people were already putting their feelings into it. I'm just like, well, how do you guys know that maybe this means he won't be guilty? Because maybe there's just people that see it a different way, in a different perspective, and are able to say, you know what, I don't see how it's possibly RICO. And they didn't see it as RICO.
And they did. And RICO is
about racketeering, a criminal enterprise. It took me to the very end of the case.
I keep reading on it, and I keep forgetting. But I think for RICO charges, you need to have other people in it with you. Yes, it's an organization, but it's not just with one person. Right. So once I understood that, because I don't want to say they went by it wrong. The defense.
I can see how they.
What is it? It's the prosecutor. I can see how that, but people said they did wrong. I don't think they did wrong. I just think, for me, and this is where I stood after, like, about 2 months ago, when this trial started. No, about a month, when it started getting in, about 2-3 weeks ago. Yeah. I just start feeling like this is all about Cassie getting beat up. Yes. You went through all of this to get all these celebrities. You had their knees shaking in their pants and in their skirts, and yet you brought nothing.
Exactly.
You brought nothing. You didn't prove that to me. And that's not because I was on Diddy's side. We didn't have a horse in this race.
That was just
just we're in it. We've been following it for almost a year. From start to finish. We didn't follow it every day. God knows we did not. I wanted to, but when I realized we weren't going in the court, all my plans had dissolved.
Apparently,
we followed it we followed it, but we didn't talk about it.
Yeah, we always kept abreast.
I'm going to keep talking. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys.
So when it came to following the Diddy case, it seems like following the Diddy case was a struggle when we're not able to be in the courts and to have our own objective interpretation of what's going on. We had to go off of he say, she say, even though everybody took their notes, everybody sees everything differently. Everybody said Diddy was, I don't know how Diddy looks, but everybody was saying it was looking bad for Diddy. And now it turns out it wasn't looking bad for Diddy. So because
it was looking bad for Diddy for me. I don't know what you were saying, but it was. That's why I was wavering. Of course, Baby Crone is so different than me. Baby Crone is a type of person. If she said, she's like, I said what I said, and I ain't budging. I am more like, I could have missed it. I maybe I didn't do right. Maybe this, maybe that. That's how I become. But we wear our yellow.
Yes.
Because she didn't let us down.
That's true. And honestly, it was about just about like you said, when it really came down to the pretty much the end of the prosecution's testimonies, where it really
the prosecutor.
Yes. It really started to become a realization that they did not prove RICO.
It just didn't prove it to me because we was looking for all the stars. Yes. Not even Ray J, Stevie J, no, Jay-Z, people that could have made a difference. Yes. But okay, finish reading it.
Okay, and then I just wanted to lastly touch on to that. Please. That was just the fact that once I realized that, it pretty much became a like you've been saying, an intrusion in privacy. It looked like we was just in their bedroom, man,
in his bedroom doing that S&M with freaky women, and they all was freaking and getting paid. Exactly. But the one thing that I didn't know is that there were a lot of male prostitutes involved in this, and the law don't deal with the male prostitutes. It only deals with the women.
Oh, wow.
You see, it's the women. Right. I guess when they made the law, they wasn't dealing with this kind of, it was out there. We see nothing new under the sun. No. But it wasn't, from what I understand. If I'm wrong, correct me. But it was for women, not for men. And a lot of men was taken advantage of. Like I heard this story about a man that Cassie called him over. I think I heard this on Tasha K from a witness was I don't know. I think
yes,
because Tasha K would be the one who would speak vulgar and keep it 100.
Yeah, one of the workers,
and said that she called her over. She called him. They made the arrangements. He came over. It was night, and he made love, and when he got up, he said it looked like a crime scene. I'm just going to call it a crime scene because it was blood everywhere. Get my drift?
I do get your drift.
And I think that's the one that wants to sue her.
I think so, yes.
Why not?
Yeah, why
and
not?
From what I'm gathering, she was a madam. And
sounds like it.
What I gathered, she wasn't very nice. She had some wicked stuff in her as well.
Oh yeah, she was like Diddy number 2.
She was like the Carisha. What's her name?
Carisha. Young
Carisha. Carisha. I know that his family is ecstatic. So what else you have to say?
Yes, count number 2, which was trafficking of Cassie. he was found not guilty
because of all the yeses. That's another thing. How do you stay in a relationship for near 11 years? Off on, off on, off on. And I also heard she was married and still see, I didn't know that.
And her husband still stands by her.
And still had children. I can't. Yep. Over my head.
Indeed.
So, and that's one of the things I like about Tasha K, because she goes down and she don't give a darn. She's going to go to the root and tell you and have the people speak for themselves.
Yes, that is true.
And this is how I learned a lot. You won't hear that on TMZ.
No.
You won't hear that on MSNBC, CBN, and all the rest of them. But Tasha took us in the door of the gateways of S&M.
Yes, what was really happening.
What was really happening, and how these men, some of them were mistreated. So, and you know, it's so unfortunate because we do look at the woman and we do give the women a pardon.
Yes, we do.
But we're going to have to wake up, because men get taken advantage of by powerful women all the time.
It is a slight double standard.
And there are men who get beat up by women, not because he can't beat her, but because he just don't beat women.
Exactly.
And a lot of these men out here, like I said, wanted him to go down.
Yes.
Wanted him. And I asked myself, how many men have slapped a woman, beat a woman, pushed a woman? And a lot of them are the ones that want them to go down. Now, that's what's crazy to me.
That is true.
There are a lot of abusive men out there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you want him to go down. And I wonder, is it jealousy? Is it because he was rich? Is it because he crossed your line? Because a lot of you men out there know you beat women butts. Come on.
Yep, they crossed.
A lot of you know you have slapped a woman. And if you haven't beat her, you have cheated on her and lied on her. Not all of you.
That's still abuse.
There's always exceptions to the rules. But many of you with this high moral judgment,
yes,
judge so harshly and want them to go down. But when you're in trouble, or you done some freaky stuff, or you done paid a price for something, yet you're going to judge hard on another man. I have an issue with that. Sometimes people forget where they come from.
That's true.
Or where they've been. And so it's like, you know I done did some rotten stuff even when I was young. I know I done gave some women some STDs. I know I done cheated on my girl. I know I done hit her and treated her wrong, cussed her out, gave her low self-esteem. Many of you, even to this day, but yet you look at Diddy and say, take him and drag him to hell. Yep. And that, to me, some of you had fetishes.
Yes.
And did some freaky stuff. And it ruined you. But you came back, and instead of showing mercy, damn him to hell, drag him straight on to hell by his feet.
Yep.
And that's not right to me. Don't forget where you come from. And another thing that I found fascinating is, if we getting high, which I don't, but if we were doing coke,
yes,
and we together partying, right?
Yeah.
I shared with you what I'm trafficking.
Yeah, you distribute drugs.
What the hell? What the hell, yo?
Yes.
I didn't know that. So it was a lot of things that this brought out, but that's only because they didn't have nothing substantial, and the prosecutor were just trying to find anything. All this clearly. They put them through, and this is not me taking up for them. I'm taking up for my cards, of course. I'm taking up for Miss Barney, but I don't let me forget her name.
I won't.
I'm just saying that I didn't know. I knew that he wasn't going to do life. Yeah. And this is what I was going to say. My opinion.
Okay.
I believe when he went up against, what's that man?
Diageo.
And I talked on this. It's somewhere in my videos. When he went up against Diageo, I think they put a hit on his character. Sure. He was already funky. Don't get me wrong. He was always stinking. Mm-hmm. I ain't saying that Diddy didn't do crap. That makes me stutter. Yes. But the kicker is that's not what he was on trial for. And a lot of people are judging him on what he allegedly did because we have no proof. And the proof that he did have, many people have died.
Yes.
Many people have moved on. They don't want to give an account of this. Mm-hmm. It'll ruin their lives. So, and it's been years ago, but that's not what this case was about. And I just stuck with it.
Yep, you stay focused.
I stay focused because it's easy to go here and easy to go there and lose sight. And that's what many people did. They looked at, he was an MR. Did I say it on? Yeah, I'm just going to say.
For a
Red Room. He was an MR. He did this to Tupac. He did this to Biggie. He did this, Kid Cudi. And maybe he did do it to Kid Cudi, but with no proof. You must have quit.
Yeah.
And many people get mad. But if it was you or yours, how would you feel? Condemn them anyway? You would want a fair trial.
Yeah.
And the judge didn't do it. The prosecutors didn't do it. The defendants didn't do it. It was the jurors. And it was 4 men, 4 women, 5 male, 2 Spanish, and 2 Spanish and 2 Asians.
1 Asian.
And 1 Asian. And it was somebody else, right?
No,
well, whatever. So, and then for a while, with Juror 25, I didn't know what was going to happen. But
Juror 25 has some sense in him. That's all
right.
I got.
So, yeah. And he was the one with the PhD. So, so whatever charge they got him on.
Yes, on count number 3 for transportation or prostitution, the Mann Act. For Cassie.
What is the Mann Act?
Transporting women across state lines in order to have salacious or sexual acts. And he was
many people? I even talked about that.
That's true, but he was found guilty on
He
that.
was found guilty for both of them.
Yes.
But I don't understand when these was his girlfriends. That's just like, I mean, you may take, that's like we live together. We're not married, but we live together. And you coming over tonight and I'm saying,
I mean, maybe it's the fact that both Jane and Cassie both participated in the acts of prostitution with these male sex workers. So maybe that's where they kind of was able to see how he could be guilty in condoning prostitution, basically, through the likes of Cassie and Jane.
I tell you this, if I was Diddy and Jane went up against me and did a thing where you done went and said what you had to say and then come off and stood by the prosecution and did that, you wouldn't get another. I wouldn't pay no more of your bills. You go against me, it's over. I'm sorry. What about you?
Yeah, that's true.
It's done. It's done. That's money wasted on you. And many of these women, well, it was more men to me than it seemed like women.
Exactly, but like you said, they only care about the women in the court of law.
They only care. They didn't. Did they bring in any of them? They may have.
They brought a few of them,
or maybe a couple, 1 or 2. Yeah. I just don't. The men to me, they the ones with the stories.
Exactly, they're the ones with the stories.
But the kicker is, many of the men didn't want their business out in the street because it will harm their lifestyle or harm their life or their relationships, or they didn't want people to know. So many of them kept that. I wouldn't have wanted that out on me either.
Yeah, I completely understand.
And I believe that everybody, and I said this, everybody that went on that trial, they told their version of the truth.
Exactly.
I don't think no one was 100% honest. Not Cassie, not
Definitely
Jane, not now, one of them. They told their version. Because if Cassie had told the truth,
it's true.
She was there because she wanted to be. And I know people get mad at me, but now that the case has been solved, be mad till you get glad. I'm just saying this is the case. I'm just going by the case, going by what I heard. I didn't really get into none of it because I said I was going to wait. I wanted to follow it, but I could not just listen to somebody else tell me what to do.
Exactly.
The only thing I regret is that we didn't go to New York. And the only reason why is because, I still have that autoimmune disease. I have it for the rest of my life. But I have some good days and I have some bad days. And until I can get this thing under my feet and get it under control, I'm kind of limited. And I didn't want to go up and be in the heat and pass out. I'd rather take the rain. Be in the heat, not being able to get to a bathroom, and not being able to sit down. I mean, I could have taken a folding chair, but then again, I didn't know how far I would have to walk from a hotel.
Exactly.
And I wanted Baby Clone to go up.
She did want
I thought it would put us on the map. Baby Clone said, "You're like, I'm not going up to New York by myself." So she didn't want to do it. So, because she could have went up there, 3-4 hours?
Yeah, exactly.
She could have drove up there, came back. I mean, you would have hit traffic like a mofo.
I didn't even think about that coming
the
back traffic.
Oh my God. I used to live in New York. We lived in New York. I had a nice apartment. Yeah.
I'm just thinking about everybody who's going to be traveling back that travel to.
Or many of them probably took planes, trains.
That's true. So not a lot of them was on
because I even thought maybe you should take a train and go up. Baby Cone said, "Not without you, boo."
Yes.
Not without you. The next time, if I was a little bit more healthy, I'm getting healthy all the time. But again, I have some good days and I have bad days.
Just recovering.
I'm still recovering from this beast. But time. It's a time. And I just couldn't risk my life going up there. I didn't want to knock my electrolytes off by being in the heat. That would have been a disaster. So I couldn't go. But man, did I dream. And I was looking at Baby Clone, go. You could do it. Drive on up there. Take a train. Not by myself. And I get that.
Yeah.
So maybe the next time, we don't want a next time, but if it's so, maybe we can make a way to do it. Maybe not here in this state, but I don't know.
Yeah, probably anywhere on the East Coast.
Anywhere on the East Coast, you could take a plane. We could take a plane with something like that. But anyway, what was the next charge?
Yes, we had already briefly touched on count 5, which was transportation with Jane and how he was feeling guilty on that. So those were the only 2 things that he was found guilty of. And then he wasn't found guilty, which was count 4, for trafficking Jane. Although they were found.
And he pays Jane's bills.
Yes.
And you get up there and get off the no. If it was so, you're saying what would I do? Thank you for asking. What I would have done would have looked at our notes and stuff on the thing. Read some of the things that people are saying.
Fun. Okay, so Angel said hello.
Hello, Angel. Yes. Thank you. If you want to comment, please do. We'll open up the phone for you. What else? The number's there, right?
Yes, it
just
is.
Call. Just call if any of you out there. Please, I really want to hear someone's opinion.
Queenie said, I'm sorry. Okay, it's my context, guys. You all hit the nail right on the head. I was waiting for this live.
Woo!
Well, thank you for waiting for us. Appreciate it.
Miss Bonnie.
Mm-hmm.
She came through. I trust her anyway, but this Miss Bonnie called it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we doubted. Look at the video. I don't want to say we doubted.
Yes, we did.
We wavered.
Yes.
We wavered. And no matter what, Miss Bonnie said he will walk.
Yes.
What I think is going to happen.
I think you said anything that was like 10 years or less would be
10
considered
years.
a victory.
I said 10 years or less. No more. I couldn't even see 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
So we were right. We called it. And all this does, I don't mean to be boasting right now. It just makes me feel so good to know that we were correct. Miss Bonnie did not let us down. That's what I call the cards now. She deserves a name, not Tarot, but Miss Bonnie Tarot.
Oh, okay. Yes. And then somebody said, what are your thoughts on the YouTuber Stephanie Sue?
What's going on with her?
She was one of the people that was up there at the trial. However, she was receiving some hates and death threats for covering the Diddy trial. Yeah.
And people really was getting angry about this.
Yeah.
I mean,
she just reported the facts like everybody else, but none of the other YouTubers that we watched, I heard, received death threats. So I don't know why she got targeted.
We didn't get death threats, but we got negative and got deleted. Yeah. Like, we don't follow you no more, heifer.
Yeah,
and I'm like, we didn't. I felt like this is how I feel. I just want fairness. And I don't care what color you are. You know, you lived in the United States of America for at least 20 years, just 20 years. You know the how they treat Black men. They don't always get a fair trial.
No.
They don't.
They tried it this time.
But this time, it's just that he was a mogul. He's a multi-billionaire. And what this showed me is what money can do.
Yes.
What money and power can do. Although I think this was a spanking. This is just my opinion. I don't know if anybody feels this way. This is a spanking. What I think after that, Diageo in England or wherever, over those seas waters,
yep.
I believe they set him up. But what I can say, I don't know if anybody called this, Diddy never talked. He could have split Hollywood wide open.
He could have.
But he didn't. He sat there, he took it, he accepted it, not like what's his name? Epstein, who started to talk, working with Israel. But him, he didn't talk. He said nothing on camera about his enemies or his friends. Nope. He kept silent. And I think because of that, I think they said, let him go.
Yep, he was tested and had the pressured, and
That's what I think. You don't have to agree. That's what I think, because I've been born long enough to know that this is power. This is money. And I believe that him going home, but however, I think when the government or whoever was at them came through, I think that they didn't have nothing anyway, but they scared me. Mm-hmm. They had Oprah, they had everybody, TD Jakes, they had everybody scared. Yeah. Okay. And now towards the end, Oprah laughing, ha, 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 ha. I knew then something wrong. She's the elite. And she said, ha, ha. I didn't go to those parties. Why at the end, about a week or so ago, she started gloating. Her and TD, they knew that he passed the test. He ain't squeal. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Because I truly believe in the elite. Mm-hmm. I believe in the Illuminati. I believe in the deep state. Mm-hmm. I believe in the billionaires club. I believe that. And I believe it's an elite. Didn't call Jay-Z.
Nope.
Didn't call Kanye. Come on. Beyonce. I'm just saying, there was a lot of people at those after parties.
Yes.
There was the party, and like what's his name who got arrested? And I don't need nothing. R. Kelly.
Okay.
The after party will meet in the hotel lobby, and I believe that a lot of them saw a lot, did a lot. Oh, little man, Kevin Hart. He was there when the girl had sitting in the tub.
Yep.
Had a hair catch on fire.
He was.
So it's a lot. And I that too was suspicious because I was waiting. Stevie J, Rage, I was waiting for them to call. None of them. Right. They called these no names.
Yes, no names.
People we don't know.
People under alias names.
Because they know that their hands are in this thing. Even the government. You know, just like trafficking, weapons. Even now, we know that we sell weapons to the cartel. So if that get bust by the government, they don't want nobody to know that because it's an underground thing. And that's how I felt about Diddy. And do I believe it's bigger? Yes. Yes. But you can't prove it.
That's true.
Their lips are sealed. They took an oath. And I'm telling you, he kept quiet, and there is something to be said about that.
Most definitely.
What do you think?
Somebody said, I wonder what he will deal with spiritually after this.
If I was him, I would be thanking God, Jesus, Buddha, the angels, Hashem, Yahweh. I would be thanking the ground, the devil. I would be thanking everybody. But I tell you, my life would be different. I'm not saying I won't do any freak offs. I won't call them freak offs. I would just say, get off. For me, I would be so done. I would live the rest of my life squeaky clean. And what I do, I would never would I bring any women across state lines in line and pay them to give me some DICK. That I wouldn't do.
It's true.
And in his case, PUSSY, I would not. What about you?
Nope. Don't got to worry about that ever happening again.
And if he does, he's a fool.
For real. He didn't.
He's a fool. He didn't, but he had to because he's older. They said that he's aged. That's what Morales said.
Yeah, I heard
to see him, he aged a lot. That's why I got to go back. That's why I want to see him walk out. However, I think that he's going to pay a hefty fine. We don't know yet, but the bottom line, he ain't going to do much because he already did almost a year.
Yeah, the rumor is that he might have a maximum of 20 years. We'll see.
No. TMZ said, I think they said 10.
Okay.
But he's already for these prostitution and it's his first case. He's never had a case. So for this prostitution, for these two girlfriends that he had, I don't see it, but I do think they said they was going to send him on. What's the name of that island that he lives on?
Star Island.
Star Island, and I think he's going to have to wear an ankle, and I think they're going to let him go home for the holidays. I think he's going to have to do. Maybe I think they could. I don't know, but I know that it ain't gonna be. He done already done a lot of time. The man has suffered. Whatever the elite or the deep state wanted to happen, it happened. He served his time. We done seen the man almost go crazy.
Yes.
We done seen the man get sick. We seen the man rush to the hospital. We seen the man cry. We seen the man. He's been through a hell of a year. And do I think that is served for what he was charged with and what they brought him in for? Yes, I think he served every bit. And going through those 3 appeals and constantly being denied, I can't imagine. But he never He never spoke a word. He
Nope.
didn't take a plea deal. He didn't say, I'll get out in 10 years. I'll do 5. I'll do 10. He didn't take anything. And for this being his first offense, no matter what, he's already won because he ain't going to do a lot of time. Because if so, they're going to call it back. He's going to get off because these sorts of crimes, for what I understand, they are like kind of misdemeanor in a sense.
Fair enough.
Like they're like, if you don't have a record, don't do it again. It's like that. Just like when you see prostitutes turning a trick, they go to jail. They may get out in a couple of months, but you don't see, unless they've been caught several times.
Got you.
But this is his first offense. So I think they're going to send him to
Star Island,
his home in Florida, correct?
Let's see where Star Island is.
Well, they're going to send him home. That's where he wanted to go. And I think they're going, the house that they raided. I think
yes, it's in Miami Beach, Florida.
They're going to send him there. And I think he's going to have to wear a bracelet. I think he's going to have to see a parole officer. And I think he's going to recoup. I think he's in negative health. I really do. I mean, to not be eating, he's lost a lot of weight. They say he looks old, but you know what? Get around that love, and his face will plump up. He'll, the dinginess will come off his teeth because he can have them whitened and
get him some Beijing for that hair.
Get on that Beijing and cut down that hair and that beard. Get a little nip tuck if you have to. I think put him on some vitamin B and some vitamin D because he ain't been out in the sun. I think he'll bounce back. Give him some good meals. I think he'll be fine. But I tell you one thing, no matter what all of you say, I got to say this. When I'm 80 something, I hope I could look like his mama.
Yes, Miss Janice.
Miss Jan, y'all can make fun of that lady's ill-fated wig all you want to. That's a fly mama, if you ask me.
That's true. She's still dressing.
Yes, Lord. If I could have that, I will. What they saying?
Somebody said, could you do a reading on Cat's Eye's album? Oh, yeah, sure. That's K-pop.
Definitely.
Thank you. It has been a while since I touched on K-pop. Thank you for
she'll do it for you today, maybe?
Yeah, sure, because they just recently dropped an album.
She likes stuff. She just died away from it because K-pop is kind of losing its steam.
Yes, I have heard through some videos that K-pop is kind of dying in the American market. I'm shocked.
That's because of what happened to TikTok. Isn't that Chinese?
Yes, but
we are in kind of fling with Chinese, the Japanese or Chinese. Chinese. That's who we're our government and stuff, and having the what is that traffic?
The
terrorists with, right? So because we don't get hardly anyone. It would be like if you put something about K-pop, it's like the biggest thing in life. And now it's dwindled down to like a couple of people.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yes. So
but
she will do that for you.
I sure will. I did.
She's smiling. You made her happy.
You did. I was thinking about it. I was like exactly for that same reason. I'm like, who's going to listen to my Cat's Eye reading?
That's how she said, yeah, because nobody's showing up anymore. Yeah. But there is one person, and we take readings which are reasonable. Reasonable. Like someone keeps asking me to read on Rihanna and A$AP Rocky. Because they don't believe that they are together. Yep. They are together. They haven't. I don't read on healthy couples. I just don't. I don't want to be a negative Nancy. So I read on things that have problems. Once upon a time, I read on you once, and then I wouldn't read on you no more for 3 to 4 weeks. But now that I understand how this thing works, I will follow a story to the grave. If I have to read on it every day, I will follow a story to the grave. If it's something to follow. Yes. If it's nothing to follow, it's just wasting Barney's time, Miss Barney's time. And it'll start like saying all kind of stuff that's not adequate.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
out of sync energy.
Thank you, baby. I couldn't. Thank you. Out of sync energy. Yeah. And so that I don't play with this. You see, I don't play with them. When I pick her up to read, it's solely I'm in a mindset. And sometimes I can't even read if I'm not in a mindset. Do you find that?
Yes, most definitely. You do have to be in a mindset to read tarot.
And you got to be fast. You got to be able to formulate a story. You got to know what you're talking about. And the cards got to play off of each other. So you're going boom, 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 boom. And now you're laying cards out. So you don't know what's coming out. So you got to, what you know, what your intuition, and read those cards. It's not easy. It takes skill.
It do.
And intuition. It does. Would you do? Would you agree?
Yes, I would agree.
So go ahead. What else they saying?
Yeah, that was somebody said, Queenie said, I think Riri and ASAP may be secretly married.
I agree.
Same.
But if they don't want us to know, I don't need to know. They already married to me, even if they weren't. They have two and another little bambina on the way.
Yes.
So I see them as
her at a premiere wearing like a blue dress or blue gown. She looks beautiful. And you can see the baby bump. She's showing it.
She's showing. But I want to switch off of this for about a minute. One of my issues that I do have, as you all know, I love Ashante and Nelly. And there are so many people out there wishing their doom. Yes. How will people become so cold-hearted? I don't care, even if they have a bad relationship. This is the same thing going on with Holly and Beeve.
Yep.
Why is it that people want other people to break up their relationships and they're married? I don't get that. Instead of people sending up good energy, good vibration, maybe prayers, and wishing them well, leave them, break up. Ew, what is that?
Maybe it's just people's misery and unhappiness projecting.
He's wrong. If she's happy, I'm happy.
Yep.
If they are happy in this, I'm happy. If they want to stay. That's how I felt about this case.
Yeah.
They wanted to stay. And you're not telling me that right now, what's her name? Miami?
Yes, yeah, Miami.
What's her name?
Carisha.
Carisha is out there crying, jumping. She is happy, waiting for, what she call him, Pappy? Pappy. She waiting for him. I got you, Pappy. 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 I can see it. Because you ain't hear a peep from her.
No, except when she appeared at the, I think it was at the BET Awards. And I was shocked to see her. I was like, oh my gosh.
And she was sitting down. They ain't call her to do jack. She was sitting in the chair. She was everywhere over a year ago. Not a peak show been canceled. She like, Big Daddy, come home, Big Daddy. I miss you so much, Big Daddy. I know she do. I know it. I saw her on a TikTok. She had her kids in the car. She wasn't dressed. I think she had a little do-rag on her head. Not a do-rag, but one of them bonnets.
Yeah.
She still pretty, but she was in the car. I don't think she had no makeup. Her kids was in the back, and she looked like, I'm tired.
She did. She looked like any other woman
out there. She looked worn. Like, I just want my man back. And I hope when Diddy come home that he love his girls right.
Oh, I'm sure.
And all they got to do now say, you hit me, I'm going to call the police. That's the rule. Yes. Hit me once, I'm calling the police on you. Hit me. Look like you're going to hit me.
Yeah.
Look like it.
That's how you buck up to him now.
That's how you can buck up now, Give me what I want. No, I'm joking. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't stay.
Right.
Exactly. For me, that's just not my jizz. I know. One of the guys said that that she pulls the oil on when Cassie pulled the oil on. He said it was so much he had to say, no more oil. No,
we
just
what
sliding.
Did they do with all those baby oils?
He just that's his jizz. That's
slip and slide.
Slip and slide. I always would they slip off the bed, and he said it was just too much. How do you clean your sheets or your bed? Maybe it's a plastic. I see. It's beyond me.
How do you do it when you're that slippery? The grippy is just not going to grip right.
And he's sitting over there in a corner, stroking and stroking, looking at it.
But you know what? Weirdly enough, over the last few years, it has become a trend for people to look shiny and oily.
I don't like the look. I think you look greasy. No, not oily, greasy. You look greasy to me. And I don't like that look. Their shoulders be like they sweaty. They just look, it's a funky look to me. No judgment to whoever wears it.
They just look highly moisturized.
You just look highly greasy and stinky, like you've been sweating. That's like, you know how you out in the sun and like when you went out for your walk.
Yes, I sure
and you came back and you had to clean your face and stuff because it's such a glistening. It just looks sweaty to me. It don't look good. Like you've been running and you just all I don't know who thought that was sexy. It's not sexy to me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. So.
Oh, it's all in the cards.
Hi, boo-boo. I've been sending you the thumbs up.
Yep, she's
been digging your stuff.
She said, hey, ladies, sending love y'all way.
Always.
Just dropping by and listening on my solar return. Oh, is it your birthday?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all in the cards. Happy birthday to you and many more.
Yes, that's great. And then Natasha said, hi, greetings from, is that Finland or is that Norway? I'm not sure if that country's flag.
Welcome. That gave me chills. Thank you for visiting us. You know, we're just here, just talking and keeping it 100. Thank you for joining us from all the way over there.
Yeah.
You know,
thank you.
It's amazing what is it called? 5G.
Well, we're on 5G right now.
5G can do. Yes. We can get hooked up from wherever you are in the world. Isn't that amazing?
It is.
Welcome.
Yes.
Anyone else?
No, that is pretty much it for right now. It has been great talking to you guys.
Yes.
I mean, we could still try to kill some time.
How much time do we have left?
Until 5 o'clock?
No, I'm not going to talk to you. We're going to come back because I want to give, I probably won't stay long, but I want to do this because in all of our, collections, I want to have this live.
Oh, okay.
This is a special event. And it's not because I'm happy because Diddy got off. I swear to you, we happy for Miss Bonnie.
Yes.
Because if you look at the video, what was the name of the video?
Let me look back.
We do so many videos. It's hard to remember them. I even tried to look back to find out where I said, don't be surprised he'll walk. I got worn out. I can't look back at myself. I put them out there.
It was Diddy Faces the End, Trial Intuitive Reading.
And she, no matter what Baby Crone said or I said, she still said it. I was looking for anything. One there. The only negative card was the 9 of Swords, where he was sitting up stressed.
Yeah.
I was stressed because I didn't even sleep that night. No, did I go to sleep that night? No, last night. Yes, I did.
Yes, you did, but you woke up at your normal
time. I woke up at my normal time at 12 o'clock. I usually get 4 hours of sleep. I don't sleep a lot at all. I don't like sleeping.
You should be functioning like the Energizer Bunny too.
I love the nighttime. I guess that's a part of my intuition. That's when I'm more spiritual. That's when I get a lot of things, is when everything is quiet. And I peak, honestly. I peak anywhere between 2 and 3. By the time 3 o'clock, I'm peaked. 4 o'clock, I'm peaked. That's where I get a lot of my inspirations,
those are the nice, juicy, witchy
hours. And don't let it be a full moon or a half a moon. Or a dark moon. Those are more, the dark moons are the creepiest times for me. Creepy as in real sensitive.
Fair enough.
You could see things you may not want to see. You know, I could be laying in my bed and all of a sudden I think I see something walk across the room. It's like a shadow, or, you know, it's a more creepy time when it's dark. But nevertheless, I love it. I really do. I do. So, but anyway, what else? Is it 5 o'clock? Or, I mean, is it, what time? Have we been on for an hour?
Yes, an hour and a minute.
Okay, so let's just give it a few minutes.
Okay.
And then we're going to close out because we want to come back and definitely give you what did he have to say. Actually, when we came on, I didn't think we had that much to say, actually.
Yeah, surprisingly. But hey, you know, you didn't get to talk much about it yesterday. I gave a quick 9-minute recap and I didn't dive too much deep into it because I was like, I pretty much can't say or put my opinion out there until we have the verdict.
Right, so because we had already made a forecast. So
it was pretty much just on verdict watch, and here's me telling you
we were on verdict watch for what, 2 days?
Yep, 2 days. Yesterday and today.
Well, we've been on verdict watch ever since it's been on trial. When it came down to the grind within the last week.
Yeah.
But we've been watching, but I don't want to give everybody listen to everyone's opinion. I was getting confused. Some people, some bloggers was for, some bloggers was against, and I didn't want to be that way. I wanted to be where facts was. And this is why, you see, I thought they was going to at least show, like, let us hear in the courtroom, but it was nothing like that.
Until the very end when the judge was giving his, like, verdicts out. It was like, finally, we get into the court.
We get into the courtroom, and we were there. I stayed up. I was up at 9 o'clock. I said, I was up ever since 12 o'clock last night. No, what time did I got up at 12. I went to sleep. You said you did a recording at 10. I must have felt
11:30.
Oh, really? When did I fall asleep? It must have been late because it was definitely dark.
7:30, 8 o'clock.
It was dark when I fell asleep.
It was cloudy.
But you could still see the light in the sky still.
Yeah, the sun doesn't.
So what time you think I went to sleep? About 9? About 9. So 9, 10, 11, 12. So about 3 hours. I don't sleep a lot at all. I don't. Sometimes I get little puppies under my eyes, but I don't be sleepy.
Yeah, they're not there today.
Because I don't be sleepy. But I just don't. But around about, I say around about 8 o'clock at night, I'll start winding down. Maybe go to sleep about 8, 9. Sometimes I'll get up about 12.
That's what the normal,
or 1, but whatever it is, I am up by 2 o'clock.
That's true.
I am up wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. And I guess it's all a part of the gift. And believe me, I've been like this ever since I was a little girl. A little girl. I remember as a little girl, I would be up listening to the radio, and my sisters, we had beds. I had my bed. My sister had her bed. It was a bed there, a big bed, and we all had our corners. This was my corner by the window. And back when I was a little kid, that was when they were saying, it's 11 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? Boop. And that was when they would turn the TV off, like around 12 o'clock at night or 11:30, True Talk. And it would be like, oh, say, can you see? You know, and then the TV would buzz off with the static. I grew up in those days. Yeah, I was a little kid. Yeah, back in the 60s. Yes, I'm a little girl. Yes. And even then, at 5, I just never been this way. And I think, and when I have boyfriends or my husbands, they be like, how do you do it? It's been this way all my life. I'd never required a lot of sleep, but I do have crash out moments.
She will crash out, that's for sure.
It may take me a long time to get there.
You've got to build up to a crash out.
It'll build up. And a crash out, what does that mean? Where I will sleep the day.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, it's like a good 12 hours.
I could sleep 12 hours?
Yeah.
I could sleep a good 12, not consecutively.
Yeah, of course not.
But I could get up and eat and go to the bathroom. It's not like I'm asleep and piss and all that.
And they get back in bed.
I will get back in bed and go to sleep. And I've been this way all my life. And I wonder if I'm the only person who's like that. Though.
No.
But nevertheless, so what else can we say about this? So Anyway, they saying that they might send Diddy home.
Yes, that's what we're waiting for.
And we're waiting to hear. I think with $1 million, because this is let me say this again. This is the most expensive prosecuting trial that they ever had in the United States of America. So this has gone down in history.
Yes.
And so
clearly
they're saying with a $1 million bail, ankle monitor.
Yeah.
He's put on that island Star Island, and the prosecutor are saying he might run. If he didn't run when he could have,
exactly,
he ain't gonna run now.
He proved he wasn't gonna.
He's gonna prove he's not gonna run, and he proved he's not a rat.
It's true.
He's not gonna run. You can trust him. He's a man's man.
Indeed.
Because my loose lips, I don't know if I would have talked, because I believe if he would have talked, I don't think he would have been here today.
No.
I don't think. I think they would have pulled the R. Kelly on him with the drug.
Yep.
So anyway, what else can we say?
That even though we understand and heard what the verdicts are, he was found guilty only 2 out of the 5. Mm-hmm. So major win in that sense for Diddy, especially because the main one that could have gave him up to life was the RICO.
And what is RICO again?
Racketeering. Yes, racketeering. It's an organization, criminal enterprise.
Where it's more than one person.
Yes.
So where were all the other people that were supposed to be in this racketeering?
Apparently Cassie.
The only thing that I didn't like about the trial, one thing, and that is if a white person left, then a white person should fill that, be it a male or a female. If it's a white male, then a white male should come back. If it was a white female, then they should have had that all. If a black person leave, then it should have been a black male come back to replace what was lost. That was my only thing, and I think they should fix that.
That's true, to be fair.
To be fair, because what they did was they brought it back, but they brought it back with a white male instead of a black male.
Yeah.
Not black male, but you get what I'm saying. So again, we are wearing yellow because we are excited. We are happy because of Miss Barney. She fell through, as she always do. Like I said, I always give a reading for a person. I'm saying, look, please, I used to say, if you want a reading, I'll read for you. Nobody asked, because sometimes they don't come out the way we want. I have no control. I only read. And if my man's cheating, if he's cheating and the cards say he's cheating, I gotta tell you, he's cheating. If this say that I'm going to die, look like you're in trouble. I won't lie. And I think sometimes I realize when people come to get a reading, they really have issues.
Yes, they do.
They really do. And a lot of times people want you to tell them the good things.
Exactly.
But from whatever I do a reading from now on, this is what I think I'm going to do. Do you want me to be 100% honest? And you know what they're going to say?
Yes. Of course they're going to say yes.
Yes.
They think they can handle the truth.
But if I tell you the truth, that's what I'm saying. I read all the time, and sometimes I don't need the cards. Sometimes I do. Sometimes the cards and me are an opposite. I feel like with this Diddy thing at the last one. The other times we were good, but this time I was wavering because I was listening to it. I'm in the world. She don't hear the world. She's just, I think what happens when it's laid out, this is what I think. I think when you're reading cards, I think it's all intuitiveness. Yes. Something that is so deep inside of me that I don't know. When the cards lay out, it's just like either you're going to feel it or you're not. But because I'm honest, I'm going to read what they say. Even if I don't agree, even if I don't like what they say. And I find a lot of people don't like that. And one of the things that I do offer, if you first and you've never been here before, I offer everyone, let me give a free reading to you for joining us. But people don't even take advantage. I would what the cards got to say. Call me. I'll do a reading. Baby clone, she's just as good. We'll do a reading. I don't get it. Yeah. So it's there for you. I make that offer. It's there for you. For anyone that joins our station and it's the first time and they want to read, I will read for them at least 5-6 cards. What's so wrong with that? Yeah. You know, but I'm learning, because one time I had a friend that was a police officer. He came over for something and he came back into this room and he said, "Oh, you read cards?" I'm saying, "Yeah. Why don't you sit down? Let me get." He said,
He sure did.
No. I said, "You don't want me to tell you about a baby?" He said, "I got to." Yes. No. So, you know, different strokes for different folks. It's not spooky. It's not. It's just giving you a heads up. Yes. So, with that being said, I feel.
Could it almost be like that movie where you have it on DVD tape? It's called Premonition.
With Sandra Bullock? No.
Okay, not like that. Gotcha.
That's corny. That's corny. No, that's corny. It's like you pull out a card. Here's one.
Okay.
Will Diddy go home today? You know, I didn't shuffle them. I don't know what's in them. You've seen it. I'm going to just go random. I don't know. Will Diddy go home? See, I'm nervous. I pick one.
Okay, and baby,
you pick one. All right. Before we go.
Yes.
See, this is hard.
I know.
But I'm looking over here.
Okay.
If anybody out there have an idea where I should pick, tell me.
Yes, you tell us.
Look and see. If anybody say you want me to pick on the end. Okay, I'm going to leave this side for Baby Chrome.
Okay.
And I'll take this side from this card.
Okay.
I'll take this side. That side is Baby Chrome. This is my end. That's your end. That way, you see, we really.
Yeah.
Anybody say what we should pick?
No.
Okay, so y'all left me out here by myself. Okay, so I'm feeling
the fate in our hands.
I'm feeling here. Will Diddy go home?
Okay.
This is the 10. Ooh. Ooh. I got the 10. And let me tell you what this means. It's very good. A very exciting time. It's also saying not only is it an exciting time, it's the end of a cycle. Yes. Whatever he's been through is over. It's a 10. He's getting ready to turn up. He's getting ready to make anew. However, because Baby Chrome is wavering, I think it's going to be rocky.
Okay.
Coming up with a decision. But do I think he's going home? According to this card, what does it say? Yes. According to her card, it's Pentacles. That means this is about money. So it might be about a price or how much money it's going to be, how much money they want. It's going to have something to do with the price of peace.
Got you.
That's what I see. Let me see. However, after a turbulent time, you see in the back, it's a turbulent time and he's on one foot. So it also could be Diddy. Mm-hmm. It could be him wavering and wanting to go home so bad that he's doubting. It could be coming from that angle too. Mm-hmm. Now, you see, I didn't know what card I was going to pick. No idea. Baby Chrome, I didn't know what she was going to pick, but that's my read.
Yep.
You see? Mm-hmm. Do I think he's going home? Yes. And if he doesn't go home today, he will be going home soon. Yes. And as far as time, I think it's already time served, I think. But this is not what this reading is about. But your card says that, put it over back where you got it from, Missy. Okay, trying to slide it. But your card says it could be Diddy wavering, just wanting to go home so bad that he has doubt. And do you blame him?
Yeah, and like you said, with the whole bail thing, maybe to truly be
it's free, about
we'll
money.
Have to be paying that bail.
It's going, and you know he can afford it. He'll pay whatever they want.
$1 million bail.
Jeez. $1 million bail.
Crazy.
Ooh, they said this is the most expensive.
I see.
Expensive.
Expensive, in history. And it was only 7 weeks.
And knowing, and honestly, and understanding that this is a Black man being tried like this the first time in history.
That is
so
true.
The billionaire, a Black billionaire, can you believe it? But anyway, the cards look promising, but it's wavering too. So we will see. It's got to do with the money, but we will see. And remember the 2 cards, and that's how you do it. You even know the cards. You got to know what the cards mean to me.
All in the cards said ancestors gave me the same as well earlier on my channel. He will go home.
That's what I'm saying.
You heard it from all 3 of us.
You heard it. It's like, and we always in sync anyway with our readings. When it comes down to celebs, it comes home with that. Yeah. But remember, there was this 2 of Pentacles, and that definitely is an earthly money, emotional, earthly feeling card. So this is also Diddy too, feeling a certain way, and it could be him feeling not quite sure. So we will see. But my card said yes. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Either way, she covered herself.
That also shows you that how energy never lies if multiple people can pick up
the same thing. And if you go to any true reader, and all in the cards is one of them.
Yes, she is.
She is, definitely. And she reads on the deceased too. Like dead people that died.
Yeah.
She's got a powerful one. I started out doing that, but it made me too depressed. And I was seeing too many ghosts. I was like,
it is heavy to deal with the dead.
And where I live, I'm like, this ain't not gonna work. I was starting to get scared of my own shadow. I told you I stay up. So I was like, oh no. I'm not afraid to do it, but that's just not where I feel most comfortable.
Right. Especially because we still have to live in this house.
I still have to live in my house. My house is in the woods. Houses is like way over there. I live like on a hill. Like this is a hill, and then houses like I live up, and then there. I'm like the bottom.
It's almost like living in the hills in the valley.
We live on a big hill.
Yeah.
You when you drive, you'll look up. And my house is the first old house on 2 acres. And then I have somebody over there, and somebody there, and then somebody up there. So we the first. And then you have to go down that hill. And when it snows, oh my God.
Yes.
We get snowed in. We get snowed in.
Yes, we do.
Because we can't get down the hill.
Yeah. All of the cards say, yes, ma'am. Truth is truth. It won't change. True crime is very heavy.
Yeah, yes. As a matter of fact, her and I talked about this. I would do it, but I'm not scared. I just don't want to provoke it. If I don't have to deal with, everybody gets works differently.
Yes.
I don't like feeling threatened. Not threatened, because I'm pulling up energy. And for me, it latches because I channel. So if I'm dealing on a dead person and that person died a horrible death, I will take that on.
Yeah, like what was her name? Sharquilla?
And the prince.
Oh yes, Kate Middleton.
And the reason why I think that it was so violent at the time, I didn't know I had an autoimmune disease, and that my energies and I almost died. My what are they? Electrolytes, yeah. my what are they called? Vitamin D's. They were so low. I was in the hospital for 4 days. And I realized by me being vulnerable like that, that's why it was just coming in, because I didn't have the strength to resist. So you have to be healthy doing this too. And you have to know when to hold up on it. You see how I'm shuffling these cards?
All in the card says, I have to cleanse weekly, so trust me, I understand it's a lot.
It's a lot. And she deals with the dead. And I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous. But I know I have to be careful because it takes a lot out of me.
The dead is an energy drain.
It's an energy. And if they die, you're picking up that energy. And because I channel, you see, I'm feeling that they come visit me, not like what no scary stuff like they give you on TV. Not like that. It could be like I could be sitting here and all of a sudden I just feel cold chills, just cold. Like one time, Mr. Rogers.
Yes. And since then,
we've been in anarchy.
Yes.
He came to me sitting in here. That's when I was sick. I didn't know. And he just came over me. And it was like, I just felt like I was talking. I don't know how to do it now. I just started talking about Mr. Rogers. And he let me know he was a minister. And he said, anarchy. I didn't know what he was talking about, the world, like the United States.
And since
anarchy. It has been anarchy.
Yes.
You know, I did Michael Jackson. He came in twirling around. Twirling around. I get them. And so I didn't do Angie Stone because I felt like her death was a conspiracy.
Okay.
And I like to go in a clear-minded. So like I said, everybody deals with their gifts differently. I admire all in the cards for what she does.
She said, yes, it's definitely an energy drainer. That's why I have to take breaks.
Okay. I just stay on the lighter side of things.
It's easier. We love and positivity over here.
And I'm not saying I'm not scared at all. Not scared, not one bit. But I know that it could give you a heart attack. It could give me a stroke because my body is not healthy.
Yeah, I remember that one time you had done a reading on a guy. That was when we used to like pull
oh my God,
out of the buckets, and you just do
he made me sick to my stomach.
Yes, it was.
They still out there.
Yes.
And what about when I did on that girl, the Spanish girl from Love and Hip Hop?
Oh yes.
Ooh, she hit me in my head.
Yes,
I had a knot in my head. So that stuff is real. And I know a lot of people don't believe it. I wouldn't lie to you. It's real. And that's why I came and we wore yellow to say bright energy as the sunflowers, to say it's real, guys. If you want a reading, please, I will not lie to you. I will tell you the truth. And I enjoy doing it. But I know now I have to take care of myself. And I stay away from things that are overly heavy, like gruesome deaths. And that's what she deals with. She deals with the dead. And she deals with some powerful stuff, people missing. I admire her work. Yes. I really, really do. But as for me, I stay over here with the Diddys. I stay over with the living. And if I'm called, I will do a dead.
That's true. You will.
I will, no doubt. But it will call me. It'll call me in my sleep. It'll wake me up. Read on me. I'll be like no,
you did on
no.
Anne Heesh.
Anne Heesh and Coquilla.
Yep, Shaquilla.
Coquilla got me. She was like, read on me. And I was the one that said that her family wasn't going to give up on it. Because she was coming through for me to get through to her family. These are true facts. But I don't want to bore you with it. We're getting ready to come. So I just want you to know that all of this, all in the cards, News with Tarot, it's real. And there is a guy out there. I forgot the guy. Can't think of him. He's the feminine guy. Black guy.
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
I can't think of his name. I think he's pretty good too.
Yes.
Yes. Because I even follow him.
Yes.
There is someone who has a very big name, but I get confused with her.
Yes, that's true.
Very confused. I'm not going to say who she is. She's very big, but I can't follow her. Not in a negative, just can't follow her. She thinks she's great, and she could be.
Yeah,
but
in her field. I said in her respective field of whatever she
read cards. You know who I'm talking about.
From her
Don't say it.
I won't.
And I can't follow her, and I've tried. And there's just some people I just can't connect with. But that guy, and it's a whole lot of them out there, but I'm talking about who do what I do.
Yes.
You know, not just people that's reading on tarot and your zodiac and but people that read on stuff like what I do, they are few. Yes. One I found because I can't follow. There's so many of them down
so
here.
Many out there.
But he's good. I wish I knew his name, but I don't.
I'll see if I could try to find him.
I want to mention his name.
Okay.
Because I find him to be pretty accurate. And when I read with people, I be reading not with All in the Cards, because All in the Cards have a special deck that is geared for her reading. And she does read regular tarot, but this is what she does. But for the guy that read regular tarot, which I'm not saying All in the Cards doesn't, she does, but she's got a special way that she reads. And I love her way. I really, really do. I really love her way of reading. Mm-hmm. It's all intuitiveness.
It is. I'm struggling to find him.
You can't think of his name?
No, I can't
think of his
I know
name. He's gay. Yes. He brown skin, a little on the heavy side. Mm-hmm. You know, he's pretty accurate.
Yeah, he is. I do enjoy his content.
We do enjoy him, definitely. I wish I knew his name. I'm sorry, boo. I can't remember your name. Please
definitely have a
us.
subscription from us, though.
Yes. So it's people we follow.
Yes, there is. There is people out there we follow.
We do follow, but All in the Cards is definitely top on my list. And I admire her because she does what I don't want to do. So I'm so glad that somebody's out there. And so when people come to me and they want that kind, I'll send them over to her.
Yep, that's true.
Because she does that, you know?
Yep. Why not share content out there with people that think you're gonna like it?
Absolutely. So if you enjoyed this, did you find his name? No. So if you enjoyed this, please give us a thumbs up. Boop, if you haven't. And also,
yes, All in the Cards says Lamar.
That's his name. See?
Thank you.
What do you think of him? What does she think of him? She has to watch him to know exactly. He's good.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What'd she say about Lamar?
Nothing yet. Found his channel name.
Yes, Lamar. Mm-hmm. He is good. And I don't give those out easy. You got to win me over.
Yes.
You got to win me over. And he has won me over. It's a lot of other people that I watch, but they don't do what I do.
All in the Cards said he good. I like him.
See, I like him too. I watch him. At first I was feeling away. I was like, I don't know. You know how you good at your craft. You sit back with your nose up.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And then when they just blow you, and when you see that, and one of the things I look for, can I follow you through your readings? Mm-hmm. Because you shouldn't be reading fire with cups. I want to know you know your cards. So when I'm listening, do he know his cards? How he's utilizing his cards. I'm looking at him from a professional point of view.
Right.
You know, and he blows me out the water. He's good at what he does.
Yes. All in the Cards said, he's grown on me over the years.
Okay. He's grown. And like I said, I haven't been down here very long. It'll be 4 years in February the 15th. Mm-hmm. We will be here 4 years, and we're not struggling, but we're struggling to get views. We get views. What is it?
Views. We don't get the amount of likes views we feel like we deserve.
We feel we want.
Okay.
You know, because when you're down here, you know, if I was in a regular church and I had 2,000 people, I would have a mega church. Mm-hmm, you understand? But on YouTube, that's like not a drop in the bucket, but it's like small compared to people that have millions, people that have 5 million, people that have 100,000, people that have, that's a lot. When you're looking at 200, we look way at the bottom, but I am constantly reminded you still have a lot.
Mm-hmm, that's true.
And so with that being said, I thank you for joining us. Yes, I really do. You. Please support us, please. We will be back again 5 o'clock to give what the verdict is, especially after we read those cards. Yes. So we had the 2. Remember, it was the 10 of cups an emotional time, a very happy, emotional time that he will be with his family. That is what I got. On baby's crone, she had the 2 of Pentacles, meaning wavering. Mm-hmm. It could be him wavering with doubt. I imagine so, because of all the turbulence that he's been through, which is in the background. And when you're juggling, how do you juggle with 1 foot up in the air?
That is true. You got to have immaculate balance.
A hat on your head that's this high. Uh-huh. So you're looking at all of that, and a boat wavering. So that lets you know it's not stable. Mm-hmm. So again, it could go either way, but my card says that there's going to be release. If not today, very soon. Very soon. And with that being said, thank you for joining us. Really, really, I had a wonderful, wonderful time. And I know we talked about this, that, and the other, but we did talk about Diddy, and we will be back to see what's going to happen to the Diddler. Yes. And we'll see you then. And with that being said, you know we love you. Thumb us up. Please, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to our station. You are welcome. And if you have never had a reading by me before, or Baby Crone, she's just as good. We're just different. Yes. Just as good. The difference between Baby Crone and I'm passionate. Baby Crone is precise.
Okay. Thank you.
She's precise. What I mean is, you're not going to get that, you're not going to get all of that because I'm a channel. But with Baby Crone, because she's intuitive, but what you're going to get is that, how would I describe it?
Cut and dry.
Cut and dry. To the point.
Yep, to the point.
Right.
I see what I see.
She ain't going to dance with you. I'll dance. She ain't going to dance. And I tell her all the time, Baby Crone, don't be so hard.
She do.
Dude, you're so hard. Sorry. Don't be so hard. She'd be like, well, and that's what we need.
That's true. That's
be true to you.
Finally, the Sagittarius is coming out.
And we both are Sagittarius. Look at us. So with that, again, we love you. We hope to see you when we come back at 5 for the last verdict of this on whether he goes or stay. Mm-hmm. We will see. And remember, all of our readings now are forecasts like the weather. It can say it's going to rain, but it doesn't mean it's going to rain.
That's true.
So with that being said, thank you. We love you. We enjoyed this. And you know what we say? Sunflowers.